They have the biggest testicles relative to body size of any male on the planet.
Hey everyone, Slayer here to introduce Nasty and Friends from BDC Studios, a podcast where two friends who met in the Army Reserves get together and talk about shit. One's a firefighter and the other has a funny laugh. So sit back, get rid of your kids, and hold on to your because it's about to get nasty, friends.
Welcome to Nasty and Friends with Pagnasty and Spicy Motherfucking Brown.
Woo! Thank you so much for tuning in to Nasty and Friends podcast. This is QC5, Quarantine Calls 5. It's fucking great to be back. This is season 3. I'm your co-host, Pagnasty, and on the other end of the line is the reason you guys tune in to listen. Hell, it's the reason why I do this, so I can hear that sexy voice whisper sweet nothings into my ear all the time. And before I ask you how you doing, man, I just want to say publicly, yesterday was your birthday, so happy fucking birthday, my man.
Oh, shit, thanks, homie. And thanks,
that
was quite a fucking intro, dude.
Dude, I'm fucking pumped, man. It's been a few weeks since we've got to talk, and minus just a few texts, we barely talk, so you know I always get super jacked.
Yeah, sure, dude. I like to watch you get super jacked. Yeah, dude, it has been a while, you know, even though we're in a quarantine, and that's why we're still in quarantine. This is Quarantine Call 5. We've still been, things are loosening up, and we've been out doing shit, you know what I mean?
Same with us, man. It's crazy because it's just like you don't know what to do. Like, you know, the pandemic's still going on out there. You don't want to risk the chance of fucking giving it to anybody or catching it yourself, but it's like shit's starting to open back up. So it's like, what do you do? And you know, we've left the house a handful of times, and I think that you have as well. But, I mean, like, Your job, I mean, you're in contact. You can't avoid the public either way. So.
Right, yeah. Well, same thing with wifey, man. I mean, she's going to work, and she works in an office setting, and there's people who are positive in her building kind of deal. And so, yeah, and it, like, we can't avoid. I mean, we've gone to positive COVID calls, and we're exposed to it. You know, there's last set. We went to a positive COVID call. We had to strip down once we deconned on the scene, and then again at the hospital, and then we got back to the firehouse, and then we stripped in the bay and put our clothes in bags to get washed, and then we immediately showered and deconned again.
Yeah, at least you're doing it right, man. I mean, you're definitely doing it and protecting your sticks out there, which is always great.
Well, yeah, and then with the work stuff, I've had people over a couple times to the house, and that's because, I mean, if we're hanging out for 24 hours at the firehouse, why the fuck, you know, can't we hang out outside of work?
Right.
Yeah, so the other weekend, I smoked a couple pork butts. We watched some fights, and I had some of the guys from work and their spouses over, and I think that weekend you were doing something too. You might have been back home.
Yeah. We went back to my brother's house. We just hadn't been out in so long. And like I said, I don't know if it's the right call or not. I'm sure it's probably not. But like, you know, the whole time it's just like, I just don't know what to do. It's like, you know, because the thing is, how long are you going to hold on to like not doing anything until there's like a vaccine and stuff, which is probably should be the case, but that could be another year or something.
Right.
You know?
Right.
So, yeah, so we went, you know, just kind of kept as, you know, separate as you can from like everybody else. You know, we went fishing, went to a private pond, caught a ton of bass with Thomas came out with us, so we fished. I mean, yeah, most of the time all day on that Saturday was just spent fishing. So, which is great. I haven't gone fishing in a long time, and so to get a decent amount of bass to bring back and throw in the freezer is pretty great. So.
Hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that sounds awesome, man.
Yep, it was good. Cousins got to spend some time with each other. So yeah, just see how everything else is playing out. And I know like you and I, we want to get back into BDC Studios at some point, like here real soon. So hopefully that can happen. Just kind of see how the CDC says and all that other shit, and go from there. That bitch Rona.
Yeah, no man. Yeah, it's just starting to open up. We went to a restaurant the other day for lunch, and there was maybe 3 other tables in use. So everybody's spaced out. But fuck, I had to get some chicken wings and for birthday weekend, and you gotta do what you gotta do. You know what I mean?
I had to just build up that immune system and fuck the rest of it, I guess.
Yeah. Have you had any Have you had any close calls? Did you think you at any point had the Rona?
I think, and we might have talked about this before, but I want to say, so when Spencer and I went down to Power and Light to watch the Super Bowl, I got super majorly sick.
I remember you told me that.
Yeah, I don't think it was COVID-19 because it really wasn't any respiratory stuff. I mean, it just was chills, temperature chills, just shaking, everything. I mean, but puking essentially. So I don't think it was that. I think it was just a really intense flu just from fucking being there, and I infested my whole family with it. So everybody else eventually ended up getting sick.
Oh yeah.
But so that would be about the only time. Other than that, I mean, nobody in this house has ran a fever. Nobody has got a cough or anything like that. If I have had it, I just shook it off like nothing. So, but I don't think I've been close to it. But I mean, who knows? My wife, she works with the public as well, and they do everything they can. She works at a dentist office, so
yeah.
But they do what they can to disinfect and stuff. But I'm sure maybe somebody that they've come in contact with has had it. You just never know.
Oh yeah, you never know, man.
But
yeah, I took that antibody test. 2 weeks ago. We were supposed to get the results back 5 days later. Now we're like, are they even going to fucking give it to us, or are they just using it for research, or the numbers not what they wanted, so they're like, what the fuck is this?
Everybody just has antibodies, so they're like, no,
yeah, we can't release it.
We can't tell. Yeah, and we're young, mid-30s, relatively in shape, so I think if we get it, we'll be all right. I mean, a little bit younger kids, but I mean, there's so much that goes back and forth. I've heard some kids have it, and I know the fatal rate's really low in kids, but then there's also this off branch thing that kids are getting. It's just hard to fucking keep up and know what's all real and shit like that.
Right. Yeah, and it's crazy because you hear about people that have. There's people I know that have had it or getting over it right now. Even and one guy just had a slight sore throat, no difficulty breathing, and a little bit of weakness, but no, they wouldn't even be thinking about it if this wasn't going on, or if they didn't test positive, they might not even notice. And then, there's other people that are that are intubated in a hospital with it. So yeah, you just don't know how. And some people have no symptoms.
Right. Yeah, crazy shit, man. Yeah, it's crazy. And I'm sure we'll probably tired of fucking hearing about that. They're like, just get the food, Netflix, everything else. That's what we're here for.
Yeah, and this is a cooking show. I mean, what the people are feeling, you're on the pulse because this is a cooking show, and that's what they want. You know what I mean? Not us speaking non-scientifically about shit we don't know.
Yeah, just bro science.
The same shit that they heard on the news. They were saying. I do want to talk about food, and that rib, those ribs you smoked. The other weekend, I'd like to talk about that. Recently, I did I think the feather bones. I think we recorded after that, so I don't have to bring that up. Most recently, I smoked some salmon a couple of days ago, and then I did a couple podcasts at home, and then I did some more at work, and they came out phenomenal. So
yeah, you did one of them with the soul sauce, right?
Yeah, oh yeah. At home. I always do that now.
Yeah,
ribs too.
Oh, perfect. That's great. How did it turn out? I mean, was it just great, or have you been doing it for a little bit? I can't remember.
The podcasts?
Yeah, with the soul sauce.
Oh yeah, I've been doing it ever since you started doing it.
Mm-hmm.
I started doing it immediately because I was like, "Is that good?" And you're like, "Yeah." I said, "Oh, well, fuck, that's great." Because back in the day, or just back in the day, I was smoking meat when I was 10 years old. I always had a little baby smoker when I was a baby.
Right.
Even a few years ago,
over there. Little Brown, just smoking all types of meat.
Little Brown, yeah, selling ribs. That was crib. No, I used to go just olive oil. And then a rub, and then I switched to mustard because mustard adds a little bit of spice, and then it helps create that bark on there, and it keeps the moisture in, and it lets the rub stick. And then ever since you brought up that Soul, what is it?
Yeah, Dia de Soul.
Dia de Soul from Volcanic Peppers. You started doing that, and I said, oh yeah, I'm all about that. So I started doing that too. And so I at work we don't have any, but at home that's how I roll on ribs. Any pork.
Hell yeah.
I might have even done it on feather bones, but I don't recall that. But yeah, I just want to hear you talk about those ribs again because we talked about it briefly. But because that was your first set of ribs. you were doing, correct?
The first ribs, we've ever done, like ever smoked or anything like that. And we end up, I texted my brother Vito, and he sent me a couple videos and just kind of like how he does his. And the video, I don't remember the guy's name, but in the video he did like a 2-2-1 method, which is kind of what I was aiming for.
Okay.
It didn't end up working out that way. What we ended up doing is we got two sets of ribs, and there were different sizes, which kind of sucks because like at the end we just didn't even think about pulling the smaller ones sooner, so it was like a little bit dry, like a little bit overdone, but it wasn't bad. But changed it up, I would have pulled that one obviously like a lot sooner than the larger one. But yeah, I mean, we just put I think we didn't do any of the soul sauce or anything for the ribs. We just did a little bit of like vegetable oil and then a rub from a local spice shop.
Okay.
Put it on
St. Louis, St. Louis style ribs.
Oh yeah, yep, that's right. Yeah.
St. Louis style pork ribs.
Yep. And then put them on the smoker at 225 and just let them smoke for 2 hours. And then at the 2 hour mark, we opened it up and sprayed it down with, I believe it was just apple juice. That's what we decided. So not much, just keep moist. And then at that point we decided like, well, they definitely need to go probably another hour at 225, unwrapped and everything. And so we let it go for another hour. And so then at the 3 hour mark, opened it up, looked really well, brought them inside, and then we wrapped them up. And before we wrapped them up on the ribs, we put, it was honey, brown sugar, and then like a slice of butter. So probably like 1 tablespoon for like the big racks, and then like maybe like a half for like the smaller one. Threw it on there, wrapped them up, let that smoke for 2 hours. Okay. And then brought them back in, unwrapped them, and then threw the ribs back on for another. It wasn't a full hour. I think we ended up going somewhere in between like 30 to 45 minutes. I think probably closer to 45 minutes. Okay. Pulled them and let them set for a good 20, 30 minutes, and then cut into them. And man, they fucking turned out amazing. I was like really shocked at how well they did, because it was, again, my first set of ribs I've ever done. So Vito gave me a lot of good information. Obviously, that's who I go to for all my smoking needs, you and him. So
yeah, I hit him up too.
His help, and then watching that, watching that video and kind of going off of like what it looks like and stuff. So, and they turned out great. We just ate the smaller rack that night, and we tried one rib off of the larger rack. So I'm like, well, we have to try it like when it's, first off. Yeah. And it was fantastic. And then the next day, what we did is, so like in the tinfoil when we pulled them, like where we put like all the honey in it and all the brown sugar and like all like those juices had just stayed in there. So we kept like a cup of that. So then the next day with the big rack of ribs, we just wrap that tinfoil, then dump that sauce on there, and then just put them in the oven like 350 degrees for like a half an hour, enough to like warm them up. And they obviously weren't as good as the night before, but they were still fucking amazing that next day, just warmed up in the juices and stuff like that. So yeah, dude, I was happy. I sent you pictures, sent video, and everybody was like, it had really good color. So I was really happy. I'll probably never cook them that well again. Some type of weird fluke. I can't remember the name of the seasoning that we added on, but like I said, it's just from like a local spice shop. But I think it was some type of like a KC like barbecue seasoning type stuff. But I sent you a picture of it. But yeah, man, I super pumped. I mean, we still talk about like the ribs. Like, just be walking J-Pack in the hallway, and she'd be like, "We need to do ribs again." Just like, keep going. I was super pumped about it.
Hell yeah, the boys like them, you said?
Yeah, man, those little fucking turd nugs will eat anything, man. They ate it up. And Grayson always does those things where she's like, I don't want a piece, and then he ate probably like 3 ribs just himself.
That's crazy. That's awesome.
Yeah, they cleared it up, man. It was great. Probably one of the best, if not the best meals that we've made in 2020 yet, I feel.
God damn, dude, that's fantastic,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, so good. I couldn't even tell you what else we had that night. Seriously. I think we maybe roasted up some potatoes and some vegetables, but like the ribs, we're focused on it the whole time. You ever do that? You just see like your main course, you just eat your side course, just staring at that main course, not even like registering what you're shoving in your mouth. It was like one of those things.
Oh yeah, man, I hear you. I've been there. Yeah, that's a good job, dude. And I think you just got to trust the time. To me, ribs are the hardest thing to cook because you have to go off a feel. You can't use it. There's no thermometer, and you just got to go off a feel. And the way I like ribs is I like for them to bite off the bone. You know what I mean? I don't like them falling off the bone. You know what I mean? Like I still want them sticking to the bone.
Right. Yeah. Agreed. Yeah, and that's how they turned out, which is great. And that's what Vito was saying. Like in competitions, if you turn them in and they're falling off the bone, they're considered overcooked.
Oh,
and
for
so
sure. I agree with that.
Yeah, and he's like, you'll love them either way. You know, he's like, you're not into it like I am, where I like want to be like a perfectionist, but I just want to tell you like kind of what I'm looking for, so you can kind of get a feel. And I mean, I felt like they turned out, like I said, amazing.
That's Tegan screaming in the other room because he's playing a video game. So I'm like, calm the fuck down.
He's into
calm the fuck down. We're live right now. But and I don't give a shit. You know, I'm not too. If there's a bunch of people, then I'm concerned about presentation and stuff like that. But usually I don't give a shit. You know what it looks like, as long as it's really good. So I don't care what like a professional would grade it, but I as far as taste and texture, I don't like them falling off the bone. I definitely like them a little bit firm, and so you're biting it off the bone. But I've done, and at work, it's a lot tougher since there's 10 of us and we're cooking for 2 meals, so it's really like cooking for 20. Yeah. So when you're doing 6 or 7 slabs of ribs, it's too hard to, and then we'll end up just throwing them in the roaster all together and then cooking them. So then the last time we did ribs, I think we did 6 or 7 slabs of ribs, and they were just too overcooked, and like the bone just fell out. And I don't like the texture of it. It tastes so much better when it's, because when I get up a slab of ribs, I'll let it rest, you know, and then I'll cut them. Usually just 2 bones. Every 2 bones I'll cut, so you could grab 2 at a time. And I like to be able to just grab it, bite it, and it not just fall completely off the bone. I would agree. The more I get into it, the more like I learn that's what seems to be better, as you know, like for my taste as well. And we did not, before I forget to say, we did not add any sauce onto them while cooking. We just wanted them like just with the seasoning stuff, but we sauced as we ate. Gotcha. Okay.
Because I know like some people add sauce and like, you know, let it cook on there a little bit stuff. What we did.
Yeah. Okay. Gotcha. Yeah, man. To me, it's tough just because everything else I cook usually, I go off internal temp, and then with ribs you kind of go off a feel, and then I'm always like nervous. So the 3-2-1 method, usually, so you smoke it for 3 hours, and then wrap it up tight with like what you said with the honey and the brown sugar and the rub. And some people use butter too. That sounds fucking tremendous. But you'll wrap it up tight, steam it for 2 hours, and then that last hour, because it takes 6 hours to me. I don't care what you say. If you do it right, you could cook it at a higher temperature and go shorter. I think you go 6 hours. Every time I do ribs, it's about 6 hours, and I'm always nervous about overcooking. So a bunch of times that last hour, I'm like, okay, do I want to put it back on the smoker, or do I just want to grill it? What do I want to do?
Like how long you go.
Yeah, 30 minutes. And like almost every time I go like 30 minutes short. I'm like, you know, that extra 30 minutes might have been okay. But a couple times I'm like, fuck, I'm glad I pulled them. These are, you know, just right. And I always get super anxious that last hour, man. Super nervous because I don't know what the fuck they're supposed to feel like inside aluminum foil. Like, well, fuck, I'm not. Right. If I did ribs daily, I'd be like, oh, that's right there. But when you do them like every 4 months, or you know, I don't fucking know. Yeah.
Like I said, and I'm glad I have JPEG here to like help, you know, because she like makes some calls where I was like, yeah, you're probably right. She just has that more knowledge just overall. So.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I mean it's fun. Like I enjoy cooking with her. We always like try to plan like these like fun meals to like help try to cook. Like we're gonna be doing like a shrimp boil here coming up, like in the next couple of weekends and stuff. Just like crazy shit. It's just fun like cooking together and stuff. I've been really getting into it a lot more lately since. Obviously, we've been home for the most part, like for so long, you know, like doing these like different meals and stuff. So it's fun.
Let me know how you guys end up doing the shrimp boil, because I love shrimp boils. We just did one maybe a month ago.
Okay. Yeah, I believe you had talked about it on the podcast here. Yeah,
That's right.
We definitely will. I'm not for sure what all we're going to be putting in it and stuff like that. We're kind of going over it tonight during our supper time, but man, I'm pretty pumped. I think that's probably the biggest, like the most excitement that I'm pumped for like the next meal that's coming up. We had some steaks this last week and some ribeyes that were just they did not turn out. Like I don't think that I didn't mess them up like cooking. They were just like a chewy steak. They were
sometimes you just get a bad cut, man.
Yeah. We think that's what it was, and it was the first time we've had like a bad cut steaks in a long time. So like that kind of sucks. And we'd been like one of those things where it's like every hour I was like, hey, 4 hours till we eat some good steaks. It's also like Pags and I's like anniversary weekend, and so that's like why we're making like the steaks and shit like that. So, but yeah, it's just disappointing when you get a bad cut of meat like that, man. It's just like sucks the wind out of yourself.
Yeah, for sure. And then I think the key for the shrimp boil is get some good andouille sausage.
Okay.
And then just get good seasoning for it. I don't know if you're going to boil it or bake it or do a combination, but I go with Old Bay and then whatever else you want to add. Old Bay is crucial.
She picked it up. I saw it because she went to the grocery store today and I was helping her load stuff up, and she had Old Bay. So.
Oh shit. Yeah, and then
so you know it's going to be good.
Yeah, you know it's going to be good, man. You know it's going to be good. And then something on the. So I want to ask Vito, I guess, sometime if he ever does beef ribs, because I don't like the taste of beef ribs. But so I did a prime rib again on Mother's Day, and usually when I get a rib roast, and it comes with the bone with the ribs underneath it tied on a string. So I think last time we did, I want to say it was like 5.5 pounds,
Okay.
And I threw the ribs away. I don't know if that's a sin. I know I probably could have used them in stock or something. I just like, fuck this. I don't have time for this. I don't like beef ribs. I threw them away. So this time, it was like a spur of the moment deal. It was that morning, and I was like, you know what? I'll make a prime rib because everybody loves the prime rib now. And I said I could take some to my mom for Mother's Day. I think that Mother's Day was the first day I had seen her since everything started shutting down. You know what I mean? But I was like, I'll see her. I'll wear a mask. And then I saw her that day, and then later on, I went by and I dropped off because I got way too much prime rib. So I think I told him, I said, hey, can you cut me, some of this rib roast? I think I got 6 pounds or 7 pounds, way too much. The slab was gigantic. So what I did was I cut off, and then I think the next day it was just going to be me and Camus. So I cut off 2 steaks, maybe 3. However many steaks we would have needed the next day, I cut that off, and then we still had enough for, I think, 4 or 5 gigantic fucking prime ribs. So, but yeah, cooked up the prime rib, and then crushed it, dude. This recipe I got is fantastic. And then the next day, the steak, just did steaks with them, and they were fucking fantastic. And yeah, man, it's still one of my favorite things. I think now is prime rib.
Man, it'll be years before I attempt to cook one of those probably, because I would be like super stressing.
No, I was always the same way, and with the prime rib, it's tough. I remember the first one I did one on Christmas, like probably over 10 years ago, and I was nervous. You're looking up recipes, and there's like dozens of different ways to do it. Oh, cook it on 500 and turn it all the way off, or cook it this and then turn it to 180. And then, I mean, there's so many. As long as you have a technique to do it, as long as you have a good internal thermometer, you can't fuck it up. And that's real. I mean,
good.
So it's not hard, dude. I wouldn't. It's just as easy as a pork butt. I think the pork butt is the easiest thing to smoke. And I've never tried to smoke a prime rib, but that's because the prime rib recipe that we use at home and we use at work, it's never failed us, and so I bake it. It's fucking phenomenal. Yeah, I
mean, why not? Like, it always turns out well and stuff like that, for sure. Because that shit's like pretty damn expensive too, right?
Well, it depends. It depends, dude. I mean, if it's on sale, the grocery store by my house, sometimes the ribeyes are $5.99 a pound. So, and then if it's around Easter or something like that, they'll have them all ready, or sometimes you have to ask them for the roast. You know what I mean?
Okay.
But it's the same per pound. Like they have the meat counter, and they have the steaks on display, and they'll say ribeyes are $5.99 a pound. Then you could ask them to just give you a roast, and they'll give out however many pounds of roast you want. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
So, and I've never done anything fancy like actual prime steak. They sell prime steak at the supermarket by my house.
Okay.
And a lot of times it's $27 a pound or something like that. I've never ever I don't think I've even eaten a prime steak ever before.
Right.
But I just go with choice or select or whatever the ribeye is on sale. But
yeah, we got to figure something like that. Go big when if and when we ever get to like 100 episodes.
Oh yeah,
like,
I love that.
Yeah, because I think we're like currently on like just 60, right? I mean, and that obviously doesn't include like the prison calls or the quarantine calls
Yeah. We'll have to do that. I don't know.
Shit like that.
No, I'm definitely down for that, man.
Yeah, that'd be great. We got to get our tattoos.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I haven't forgot about that. We'll do it. If you want to do a prime rib, if you find a rib or a rib roast on sale, buy it. I'll give you the recipe, talk you through it. It's easy. And on the side, I always go with some nice horseradish cut with cream cheese, and then I go with a nice. I just go with that Johnny's au jus that they sell in those little bottles.
Okay.
And then the last thing I cooked the other day was I smoked some salmon on the charcoal smoker. And salmon's a big hit around here. We love the salmon, and I made a glaze, and it was fucking tits.
Yeah, hell yeah, dude, salmon's the best. It's one of my favorite fish. I'm pretty pumped. We're planning on doing like with all the bass that I was telling you about. We're gonna do like fish tacos. Like it used to be like where I had to be in the mood for fish tacos, and I was only in the mood maybe once a year. But here lately, and I think it's maybe just because we're cooking it ourselves. We've done like shrimp tacos. A few times that come out great, so I'm pretty pumped for these bass tacos. See how they turn out. We're gonna be doing those in the next couple weeks. So
yeah, definitely let me know how those. Let me know how those.
Yeah, the goal is to do better than the degenerate, not burn our house down.
That's true.
Yeah, I don't think I can't remember, but I don't think he's ever finished that initial cook of fish tacos. We'll have to ask him
because he was frying them, right?
I honestly
or just skillet frying. I can't remember.
So
yeah, he's frying. Well, you know what? Like a normal human being, doesn't fry fish inside their fucking kitchen because their whole house is gonna smell like fucking fish and fried food.
Right.
But when you're talking about a fucking degenerate, I wouldn't hesitate. If he fucking did it in his kitchen, his fucking bedroom, his closet,
plate, probably.
on a hot plate, did it in the hallway of his apartment, like fuck everybody. The whole place is gonna smell like fish. Guess what? I'm a degenerate. You're gonna learn that. You'll learn that about me.
Yeah. You've heard me screaming at my family for all these years. You know.
What kind of fucking sick fuck? If you're skillet frying, still, that's disgusting. If you're deep frying fish in an apartment, shame on you. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I mean, dare I say it, you deserve what you got. That apartment needed to go down. I mean, it was a must. It's just God or Allah or whoever you believe in just saw it like, we can't have this. Fire.
Well, it's either that, the fire. At least the insurance is going to cover everybody for their losses.
Right.
If it's just it smells like fucking fried fish, the insurance is going to pay for that. Everybody's just going to suffer for the rest of their fucking stay at that apartment complex. The clothes is going to smell like fish. Jesus Christ!
Every time they walk by a fish market, they have flashbacks.
He's probably listening to this. He's like, I was baking a pizza, you fucking motherfucker. I wasn't even asking.
Yeah. Can't wait to shit in a box and mail it to you.
Oh, dude, so I want to get into Death Pool, and then I definitely want to get into what we've been watching on Netflix or shit like that. But,
let's get into Death Pool real quick.
Oh, dude, it's fucking crazy, man.
So insane. Vito is crushing it. I mean, at this point, we're not even halfway done. He has 6 hits.
Yeah, number 3rd overall in the whole league.
Yeah, in points, and then I think he's tied for 4th for like most hits or something like that. So, but he jumped back up into 3rd, and then with his latest hit, he thrusted our funeral home into 48th place, so we're in the top 50 because of him.
Thanks for carrying the weight.
Some of us have other hits. Like I have one worth like 8 points. I mean, we are doing our part, but just think if like we do a little bit better, just some of us, how well we'd be doing. I mean, absolutely just crushed it. And, you know, like, I know we're not even halfway through the season. It almost seems like he has a lock because I feel like he's still going to get a couple more probably. I mean, you just never know what could happen, but it's just how dominant he's been just from the beginning of the season. It's awe-inspiring. It's just crazy.
It is. It's awesome. I'm glad he's carrying the team. He is inspiring. It makes us all want to do better.
Right.
And I'm with you. I think he's untouchable at this point. Because even if somebody else starts getting hits, he's going to get probably more too. So, man, that's an impressive show.
Yeah,
it's man.
Yeah, it is insane. At the time, seeing if I can just jump over to the website here and just get the points. It's crazy because, like I said, second place is. Like, so we're 48th home. So he is sitting in first place with 6 hits with 378 points. J-Ho, shouts out, is in second. Yep. She has 2 hits for a total points of 46. So 378 first place. Second place is 46 points.
Oh my God.
So, it's crazy. And then I am tied for. I'm in like a 4-way tie in 6th place with 8 points.
Damn, dude.
So,
I think I'm in third, right? I'm in there?
Yep, you're in third with 44.
Okay,
so
I'm in the money.
Yeah, you're in the money. You're only 2 points out of, runner-up. And I'm a solid 370 points behind the leader.
Shit.
But, I mean, he's doing great. Like I said, it's great that he's representing, staying up there in the hits. So, man, hopefully he just does well.
Because do you know what's the highest we've ever got? Because I know we were 14 for a while last year.
I'm right here. So we finished 18 last year.
Okay.
18th.
But I think we got as high as 14. I don't know if we got any higher than that.
I can't remember. I don't think we've ever been in the top 10. But we finished. Like I said, last year was our best year. We finished 18th as a home. And then not even in the top 50 the other 2 years. So, last year is doing better. So, like I said, but in those victories, everybody was doing well. It wasn't just one person carrying it. But again,
true.
A shit ton of time left for the rest of us. Like I said, we start getting hits, we can do well at the funeral home. And you just never know, man. Like, we talked a million times how, like, you're come from behind when last year was great. So you just never know. Anything definitely could happen, but goddamn, he's just crushing it this year.
He's crushing it. It seems like every fucking week you're like, because I don't check Twitter right away in the morning usually anymore, but it seems like every week you're like, did you see fucking Vito got another hit? I'm like, are you fucking Jesus? Yeah, that's fucking awesome. Awesome.
Hell yeah. So that's how we're doing in the death pool. I mean, how are you doing in any other funeral homes that you're in?
Oh, you know what? Not well. I got one in ours. I think I'm in a spite league where it's just shitty people that the one spite has to be straight spite picks. It can't be like anybody with cancer. It's got to be like Tom Brady, Tom Osborne, like those kind of fucks.
Right.
You can't like pick somebody who's sick or anything. So that one I have none. I think I finished with none on there last year. Then I'm in a couple other ones that I've been in from the beginning, like Necronomicon Sue and another one. But I think I might just have one in those as well. So not crushing it. Last year, man, when I was crushing, I got pretty high in those other ones too. And we got half a year left. It's rally time. Rally time for sure.
Let's do well. Even if, like I said, like you and I and a couple of people could put 2 to 3 more hits and just really pump up our funeral home just as a whole here. Nothing else gives Vito some support. So
for sure.
Before we fucking give him our money, that prick.
That's the goal. And and if anybody else, if you're listening and you want to get in, or some people that want to get in, recruit. You know what I mean? We're going to be doing this every year, and whoever wants in, we'll let them in if they got the money. Like it's all good. If they're a friend, as long as they're not a stranger. Yeah, let them know and then let us know, and when we start recruiting towards the end of this year, we'll get some fresh blood in there too. So,
and we're taking that bitch over.
Yeah, yep. So anyway, I want to know what you've been watching, dude, on TV, on Netflix.
Yeah. So I did decide between, I think last time we talked, I was deciding either between Community or Money Heist on Netflix.
Yeah.
And I went with Community for a couple reasons. One, there's just like 20 to 22 minute episodes, so I figured be able to knock it out a lot quicker. And it's not technically a Netflix original. And I'm sure it'll probably be on the site, and especially if Netflix does end up like maybe making more seasons. I've just kind of heard rumors about that. Then it would be a Netflix original. But as of right now, you just never know what can happen in contract. So I wanted to get that out, whereas Money Heist should be on Netflix forever. I'm watching it as of this moment right now. So Community is 6 seasons. The first 3 seasons have like 20 to 24 episodes in them, and then the last 3 seasons only have 13 episodes each. And so I am in season 3, I think episode 7 I have. So I've been doing a lot of work. Like I said, they're only like 20 minutes, so they're really easy to knock out a couple of night stuff. And I'm absolutely loving it, man. It is a fucking fantastic show.
Shit, good to know, man.
Yeah, what I love about it is it's just fun to watch. It's like It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. You just never know what kind of episode you're going to get.
Okay.
And like with Community, they break the fourth wall so much. They talk about, what kind of episode is this going to be? And just shit like that. And it's just all like the comedy. Everybody is just phenomenal. And I bust up laughing at least once an episode. It is absolutely fantastic. It's great, man. Troy and Abed are 2 characters on there, and they might be the best bromance of any show of all time.
Oh, no shit.
Dude, it's so fucking great, man. I think you would really enjoy it. It's silly, and it's like stupid, and it's cheesy, and it's corny at times. It's just absolutely wonderful. As I said before, I love Joel McHale anyway, and so it was a really easy, sale for me, and it's fantastic. I think you would love it, for sure.
Well, I know you know what I like, dude, and I've been waiting to hear your report on it, so I know if I can start watching it, I'm definitely going to start it. So, I'm definitely in, dude.
Yeah, and Chevy Chase is in it, and he just plays like an old, racist guy who's dude. At first, because I was talking to the Degenerate, because he's watching it, and I asked him who his least favorite character on the show was, and he said it was hard for him to pick. And at first, it was Chevy Chase's character. It's not that I didn't like him; it's just if I had to pick somebody I didn't like the least gun-to-head pick, it just was his character. And I don't know if it's just because I always know everybody always usually complains about working with him. He's kind of like a dick, which does make that character funnier. But I'm telling you, man, I've really turned the corner on him. Again, it's not that he was bad. He wasn't bad at all. It's just, it was just okay. But he has, there's times where I've literally had to pause the episode from, hold my stomach from laughing at some of the shit that he says.
Oh,
it's
shit.
When he doubles down on, being racist or, a homophobe and stuff. Oh, God, it's just the way he does some of this shit. Because it's almost it's probably coming from a real place, it seems. You know what I mean? But it's great, dude. Just fantastic humor, and it's highly, highly, highly suggested.
All right, so I'm going to check it out for sure. That might be the next thing I start watching, because I've never heard anybody talk anything bad about it. You know what I mean? And with your appraisal like that, I have to. It's a lock. I'm definitely in. And Chevy Chase I like because I grew up with watching Chevy Chase stuff. You know what I mean?
He's great. Like I said, I don't know why I just didn't connect with that character right away like I thought I was going to maybe. And so again, he's still great, but he just gets better and funnier for me deeper I go into the show. But everybody is wonderful. It's one of those shows it's perfectly cast. They just crush everything. So
all right.
What about you?
Right now, me and Cam are watching Dexter.
Oh, have you ever seen it? I can't remember.
Never. So Dexter, when Netflix really started being one of those things, this is 10 years ago, 12 years, when everybody started to get Netflix, and it was oh, what are you watching? When people started binging, Dexter was one of the first things on my list to watch.
Right.
I never
too.
got.
Mine
I
wasn't
never watched it. It's been sitting in my watch thing for forever, and I just never watched it. And then I'm like, well, it's fucking 8 seasons long. Like I can't. It's tough to commit. Yeah. Then with the quarantine, we've been watching shit, and I was like, yeah, me and Camus watched a few things because there's the same thing. So like, there's stuff me and Camus watch together. So and then with our shifts and me working 24 hours, with if there's stuff going on, we might watch a couple episodes a week. You know what I mean? Now then the quarantine hits, and there's other than work, we're at home. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like so we had a lot of more time. So we watched, I don't remember what it was, but the Waco show on Netflix, tremendous. Ozarks, tremendous. And we were looking for something to watch. And then we like those murder shows. I talked about this before, Dateline, the 2020. We like those. And like, fuck it, let's give it a shot. We don't have to watch 8 seasons. We could watch first season, see how it is, and then we'll go till whatever. We're like, all right, it's getting old. And right now we're on season 4, I think episode 4.
Yeah, it's still good. The show's still good. And I don't know how you do that. I don't know how you could just start something and just be like, all right, I'll just, like, when I get bored, I'll stop watching it. Because, like, I have to finish it just to see how it turns out. Like, there's a show that I'm watching now, and they're in their last season, thank God. Because I almost gave up on it. I was just like, I have to see how it turns out. And I'm sure that you've heard it. I'm not going to, like, spoil anything, but like, the ending of Dexter is, like, most people.
I have no idea. No.
So you don't even know, like, the public opinion about anything.
No.
Oh, okay.
I've looked up a few things and got a couple spoilers, so now I won't look up. Because even if you do something simple like, oh, who is this actor?
Right.
And then you research them, and they'll be like, oh, this person was killed, and why was this person killed? I'm like, oh, fuck, he gets killed? I don't look up any actors or characters from Dexter, and I don't look ahead.
Okay.
So no, I don't know.
You'll have to keep me up. Do you want to know, like, what the public opinion about it is? Or do you not want to know? I'll leave it up to you. Because let me just tell you this: like, the only thing I knew about Dexter is I knew what the public opinion was about the end of the show.
Okay.
So because that was just I don't remember, like, when it ended, but I just remember hearing a lot about it, and so I knew some stuff about the show.
Okay.
And I love the show. It was so great, but I won't say any other opinions until just either when you act out of it or whenever you finish. Definitely let me know. We can go into it.
I think I just want to go blind and then go in blind, not go blind. But, right now we're on the season with John Lithgow.
Oh,
and he's
great. He's so great.
The Trinity Killer. Yeah, John Lithgow's fucking great and everything, man. Mm-hmm. So good. And I think what I know is I thought I heard that the dude who plays Dexter in real life got cancer. And I don't know if that's true. I don't know if he's even alive in real life. But I thought I heard he got cancer. So I was thinking maybe they watched the 8th season, or I have no idea. But I really don't want to know. I kind of want to. Okay. As long as the show stays good, we'll finish all 8 seasons.
I want you to finish because I want your opinion, like, so bad. Because now that you have no idea, about, and I'm so glad that I asked and just didn't. I wouldn't obviously spoil anything, but
I thought you were going to. I know that's not your style, but it sounded like you were gonna just because I thought you figured I knew something, so you were gonna say it. But I'm like, no, I said I don't. I have no idea.
Oh, that's great, man. Yeah, I'm excited for you, dude. Yeah, it's great. It's a fantastic show. I absolutely love Debbie, the sister. Like, how much she cusses is just absolutely fantastic.
Yeah, she's good. There's a lot of good people I like on the show. And the first season, I didn't fall in love with it right away. For me, so far, their third season was the best season so far. I thought it was great. There's a couple of times in season 1 when I was like, I could bail from this and I'd be fine. And then
really?
Season 2, I was like, I could maybe bail, but it's a lot easier. You were talking about bailing off of something. It's a lot easier for me to do in a movie. Like, if I'm 30 minutes into a movie, I could say, fuck this is dumb, or not even that long. Sometimes it's 10 minutes, but a show is a lot harder. But
I get it. I probably should be that way too because there's so much shit to watch these days. And I have bailed on just like people like I'm only gonna like watch like really what I want to watch. There are a few exceptions where like I'll watch something that you really, really need to watch this. example, Tiger King, just because I wanted to know what the fuck was going on. And obviously will take suggestions, but there's some stuff like I'm trying to think of a popular show that I just don't think I'll ever want to watch. I was all tip my tongue. I can't remember, but just because there's so many and there's so many different platforms to watch shit on now, it's it's pretty crazy.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, so for me, there's shit we watch at work. There's shit I watch with Camus, and then there's shit I just watch when I'm at home. So Community is going to be if it's just me and I need something, that I love the 20-minute deal. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That 20-minute.
Yeah, that's what makes it great. Because like I said, it is a commitment, but again, it's, I think, seasons 1 through 3 are like 22 to 24 episodes long, and then the last 3 are 13. But it goes quick. I know, like, one day I just had off work, I chilled, I watched like 13 episodes like that day.
Shit, hell yeah.
I just like chilled, just like did laundry, just folded clothes, shit like that, and just knocked them out, and it's great. Just boom, boom, you get one in a night, and at a minimum, and I think you'll really like it because you also you like Donald Glover, right?
I think he's incredible, man.
Yeah, his acting is no different than like his rapping or anything else. He's great at everything, and his character's name is Troy on there. And man, dude, something. Oh, so good. Absolutely, like breathtakingly dying laughing from some of his shit. It's just, again, fantastic show.
I'm a big fan of Donald Glover just because it's so hard to do like one thing very well, to be like a successful actor, a successful comedian, or a successful rapper. When you're doing 3 of those, and you're famous for all 3 of those, and you're getting into directing and doing other stuff. I mean, he's I don't know. I don't understand. Maybe he's not human. Maybe he's a robot or some shit.
I don't know. I just hope he keeps doing what he's doing because
for sure.
Yeah, he's a fan of the podcast.
For sure. He's busy, so it's tough to get him on here, but we'll get him on for sure. He talks about it all the time.
Right. Yeah. Just never in public. Just text us all the time.
Yeah, dude. I've been watching the UFC. Last week they had 3 UFC fights in Florida. Saturday, Wednesday, and I think Saturday. Did you watch any of those?
No, I did not. I watched before, I don't remember what fight, but I watched whatever the pay-per-view one was. I watched the prelims up to that, but other than that, I have not been watching any fights.
Okay. Yeah, so I had people over for the pay-per-view one. I don't know why I wasn't thinking about pay-per-view. I forgot UFC fucking does shit like that. It's greedy. Fuck you, Dana White. So I forgot he does that shit. So I was going to do a pork butt the week before. I ended up working on staining the deck, and then that got moved up because of rain. I ended up staining the deck myself for the most part, and it sucked.
It sounds awesome.
Nothing fun about it. Pressure washed it, let it dry, and then spent the next 3 days staining. It really sucked. It looks great. I think it's fantastic, but it's not.
It didn't suck any less.
It wasn't anything fun I wanted to do. And so then that weekend, the fights were a day away, and I looked up the time, and I was like, fucking pay-per-view. And I'm like, well, fuck. I was going to do that pork butt that weekend because I had the whole weekend off. And then I don't mind getting pay-per-view, but I'm not going to get pay-per-view for just myself, because what happens is the boys will watch for a little bit, and then they're like, we're out. And then, or they'll watch just the main, like the co-main event, the main event. Camus will fall asleep well before the main event. So then I'm spending $70 to watch fights by myself. I feel like
right.
So if people are there, I'll fucking buy it, but I don't want to spend $70 to watch it by myself. Just cheering by myself like a loser.
Yeah, I
drinking by myself.
You have to watch them like fighting an empty arena. Might as well have an empty house watching it.
Right. So I put the invite out. I said, hey, I got some pork butt, and we got some greens and cornbread, and I'm gonna get the fight. So anybody who wants to come over, in the work group chat, a bunch of guys came over about the family, and we hung out. We feasted. People brought some other stuff too, and watch the fights. Yeah, they go late, man. They go till midnight every time. But that was a great time, great fights, and just a good time. And it's a much different, because a lot of the fights, like, I'll watch all of them. I'll watch the whole thing. It's 6 hours usually between prelims and fights, but it's way better when you got really good friends around you, and then most of the time you end up just talking and being around good people with good food, and that's more important than the fights anyway. So it was a really good night. And then Wednesday I was back at the firehouse, and that's when the next set of fights was, and that's when Anthony Smith fought Glover Teixeira, and that didn't go well for the state of Nebraska or Anthony's corner, and that was a rough fight. Those were the fights that were supposed to be in Lincoln, Nebraska, and that was just a tough fight to watch. And Anthony took an L, and sad for the city. Drew Dober is another kid from our city, and he did win his fight. He was an underdog and won the fight, but Anthony had a tough fight. Hopefully he's okay. I don't know what kind of injuries he suffered during the fight, but it was not a good fight for him.
No, he'll be back, though. He'll be back.
He'll be back for sure. And then shouts out to Danny Molina. He's Anthony's striking coach, and he went down there to Florida with them. It's always cool seeing Danny on TV.
Yeah, you know it's great.
So it'd be a lot cooler if he had like a big ass Nasty and Friends flag, but whatever, man. Yeah, just think about yourself. We get it.
Yeah. What you're trying to do there, promote yourself, promote your fighter, do well, and you can't support us, I guess.
I get it. Whatever.
It's all right. I'm sure he'd probably do it for some cheddar. Fuck him.
Fuck him. He hit me up, and he hit me up a while ago, and he wanted to come on before these fights were going to be in Lincoln, and then the Rona hit.
We were planning on it, because he hit me up as well. So he's always welcome to come on. I love that guy. It's always great seeing him do well out
for
there,
sure.
With Anthony. But Anthony I watched the highlights stuff next day, and it seemed like it was pretty tough for him, but he'll be back for sure. I have no doubt.
And it was controversial and shit, but for sure he'll be back. And everybody that we watched at the Firehouse, everybody's a fan of his. Everybody's hoping he comes back soon, and it was a tough fight. I think it was a tough matchup. Glover's no joke. I've been watching Glover for a long time, and I think he's a really good dude. I've seen him in interviews, and it shows him in like training camp and stuff, and he seems like a real good guy. So it's always tough when you see two fighters you like fighting each other. Yeah, and that happened a lot in the last three UFC events. There's a couple fights I'm like, well, fuck, I like both these motherfuckers. It makes it tough to enjoy it.
Yeah.
Other than that, I wanted to get into ESPN a little bit because ESPN, I feel like, has been crushing it despite not having sports on. Did you watch The Last Dance?
Oh, yeah, of course. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah. I was not going to miss the biggest documentary of all time. Yeah, it was great. It was done great. I loved it. It was. I know, like, a lot of people are like, of course it's going to make, Michael Jordan look good because he's, like, producing it and stuff. But, I think, depending on, who you were. Like, for me, I really enjoyed it because, I was young enough to know who Michael Jordan was, but not old enough to, like, really appreciate what he was doing or have a grasp of what he was doing,
Okay.
Like, I knew he was famous, but I guess I didn't realize, like, how much he changed the game of basketball until this. Like, like I said, like, you always hear about it, but to really take in all, like, that behind-the-scenes stuff was really great for me to watch. And, I loved it. It's sad that it was over.
Yeah, me too, man.
Yeah, what about you? I'm sure because you were a little bit older during all of that time. So
yeah, so when Jordan was winning championships, I was still watching basketball. So back then, the early 90s, like in 93, I think I was in like 8th grade when they won their first. And that's back when I would watch NBA basketball. And I haven't watched basketball probably since, the 90s, but when I was a kid, and then back, when I was a kid, everybody wanted to be Michael Jordan. You know what I mean? Right. So it was always, we play like the game 21 and we play 2-on-2 or something like that. And you'd always want to be like, I'm Jordan and you're Pippen to your teammate. Your teammate would always be like, oh, fuck that, you're Pippen, I'm Jordan. And everybody wanted to be Michael Jordan. And then, just being watching him win championships. And I didn't have a team, I was just a kid, but you see Michael Jordan in the commercials. You see him win his slam dunk competitions. The sport was Michael Jordan. So I'm a Michael Jordan fan. I had Michael Jordan jersey. I had the same Michael Jordan poster that Macaulay Culkin did in Home Alone. So every time I see him, I'm like, oh, it's just a picture of Michael Jordan in his jersey holding a ball. And there's a big yellow tape measure next to him that goes up like 8 feet. And he's 6'6". But then you can measure yourself on the tape measure. It's a life size Michael Jordan. Oh, so you could measure to see how tall you are on the tape, and then on the ruler, it's like a big ruler, and then you could see how short you are compared to Michael Jordan. But yeah, Michael Jordan was like an idol to me growing up, And then, but you kind of forget, you know. And then I wonder what it's like for kids, because the boys didn't watch it with me, and I think for the boys, you know, they're teenagers. They know Michael Jordan is the crying meme.
Right.
And for them,
which is so hilarious.
Which is hilarious.
Yeah.
For them, it's Kobe or LeBron, probably.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Michael Jordan, they know he was good back in the day, but.
By the way, top 3 favorite memes of all time.
Oh, yeah.
Is crying Michael Jordan. I absolutely love that.
But watching it, I remembered how good he was. I remember he was just a different kind of athlete. And then the pressure he was under, you know. I don't know if athletes are under that much pressure because there's so much media now that's spread out through different. I think a lot of people don't watch ESPN or watch the news. I mean, they're on Twitter. They don't have cable kind of deal. There's so many different options to watch. Or back in the day, like 3 channels. So there's 3 channels to watch, and that's it. You didn't have the internet. You know what I mean? You couldn't stream or you couldn't, you know, watch Netflix. It was you watched 3 channels. And so Michael Jordan, the press conferences before the game, after the game, meeting people in the lobby, everywhere he went, people following him. Never able to rest, and he was always classy. And him talking about, like, I always do my best, because if some kid and their family comes to pays to see me play, I'm not going to give them a shitty game. I'm going to play my best every game because they deserve that, you know. And all his interviews, he would joke around, but he was, you know, all business, and he didn't just like, fuck you, I'm out. Like, he would always, you know, talk, and yeah, he just seemed like he was on another level.
Yeah,
it's
like
just so clutch.
The thing for me was just how big, I said, like, worldwide that he got.
Oh yeah, man.
When they dropped that stat about, like, before those championships, like, the NBA was in however many countries, and then because of that, they're in, like, you know, 100 times more. It's just numbers are insane. I didn't realize it was that big of an effect. So I love. I also love how they jumped back and forth between the years, and you got all of the 6 championships in there, even though it was just about that last one. You're letting the main focus on. Just the way that it was done was brilliant, I thought, as well.
Yeah, it took me a while to get used to. At first, I didn't like it, but it made it more interesting. You know what I mean? If they would have just started with the end of his college career and the beginning of his career with the Bulls back in whatever, 87, whatever the fuck it was, and then just went in the straight timeline, it might have been a little bit more boring than the one jumping back. At first, I didn't like the jumping back and forth, but I think it made it a better documentary. And I did. I thought it was tremendous, man. I thought it was really good. It was sad when it was over. I wanted more.
Yeah, everybody did.
Yeah. So now I don't know if you watched last night. I watched the first part of the 30-30 about Lance Armstrong.
I haven't recorded. I just haven't watched it yet.
Okay, so we don't have to get into that, but that's fucking good. To follow that up with Lance Armstrong's got like, you got to be fucking kidding me. I got to follow up the Michael Jordan.
Yeah, about how great he was and all of this. And
yeah. But and shouts out for ESPN, because they were dropping 2 episodes every Sunday. They could have been like, no, we're gonna stretch this shit out fucking a year. What, you know what I mean? They dropped 2 hours every Sunday and got it out. And now, so this 30 for 30, the first part about Lance Armstrong came out last night, and then part 2 I think comes out next Sunday, and then they have the one about Bruce Lee.
Yep.
Which I love all the 30 for 30s. I don't think I've ever seen a bad one, and I don't know much about Bruce Lee, so I'm excited to watch that one. And then they also got the Sosa McGuire home run that summer or whatever.
Yeah, that'd be an interesting one. Cause I remember watching that as well. That's probably one of my earlier like baseball memories. Like when I think back, like, you know, coming up, like watching the home run back and forth between them. So that'd be really interesting as well. Yeah,
dude. And then the last thing on ESPN I wanted to bring up was the E60 about Alex Smith.
I did not watch it. I know about it though, and Spencer was sending me pictures of like his leg and shit. Like I can't believe he still has like a leg. Like it's insane.
Dude, watch it. It's really fucking good, dude. I had no idea. Like we were talking about with like the news media and so many outlets and so much stuff. Like I remember Alex Smith got hurt. I remember at one point I thought I heard life-threatening, but then you didn't hear about it. And unless you follow him closely, or he was playing with the Redskins at that time, which I don't follow. Motherfucker almost died, almost lost his leg. it's an incredible documentary. I don't want to talk about it, give too much away. I want you to watch it. It's tremendous, dude, and it's really, really inspiring. It's scary, and it's inspiring. And now he's trying to play football again. You know.
Yeah, it's fucking awesome. Man. That's mad respect for him.
Watch that shit fucking immediately, dude. It's so fucking good.
Yeah, I'll hit it up for sure.
He ends up going to the military because his injury was so bad they compared it to like a blast injury, something typical that military doctors see from IEDs and shit. Yeah, throughout they show pictures of his leg and you're like, what the fuck happened, you know? It was fucking terrible. But that's solid. E60, Alex Smith, it came out a while ago. There was a name for it. There's a title that I don't remember what the Project 11 maybe, something like that.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
I might be way off. I don't remember if that was his number for the Redskins, but check that shit out. Dope. Mad dope. So
Hell yeah.
Other than that, dude, I watched a couple scary movies at work. The Lodge, which is on Hulu, which was, I thought, really good.
Okay.
And then we watched The Summer of '84, which is kind of like, I liked it. We all liked it. It reminded me of that Shia LaBeouf movie when he's spying on his neighbor who's a possible murderer. I don't know if you've ever seen that.
It sounds familiar. I want to say I have, but I don't. Is it because he's like, he was on house arrest, right?
Yes, that's the one. And it would probably help if I knew the fucking name of it, but I can't remember.
Yeah, I know. I have seen it, but it's only once, and I don't remember the name either.
Okay. That's a solid movie, and I don't remember the name of it, but this reminded me of that, except this takes place in '84, and there are kids, too. It reminded me of, like, Stranger Things.
Okay.
You know what I mean, with the time frame and the way they talk and dress and all that. But that was pretty fun. That one came out a couple years ago. We just ended up watching it at work, looking for a scary movie. But other than that, man, I know there's a bunch of shit I've been watching, but nothing else comes to mind. Did you watch this? Did you watch the Seinfeld stand-up?
Oh, yeah, I did. Dude, I absolutely loved it. So, you know I'm a Seinfeld guy. You know how much I love Jerry Seinfeld.
Oh, yeah.
His special was still way better than what I thought it was going to be. I don't know why I didn't think it was going to – I mean, I thought it was just going to be okay. I forgot how, like, animated he is.
Yeah.
And, dude, he was fucking had me pissing myself laughing, dude. It was so hilarious. I had so much fun watching it. Like, I think I paused it 4 times, I think, just because, like, I like want to make sure I hear every word of the special.
Yeah.
So if I get, and I know that kind of sucks, like, to, like, ruin the flow, but, like, if I can't catch my breath, I'm going to have to rewind it, because sometimes I'll just miss setups for, you know, upcoming jokes. But, yeah, it was 3 or 4 times I paused it.
I do the same thing. And I do that with, like, comedy movies, too. Like, I'll laugh fucking, and I could see Camus, like, out of the corner of my eye, like, Jesus fucking Christ. Or I'll pause it. or, like, when we watch movies, I'll pause it and talk. And be like, okay. And then I know she's just in her head, like, just fucking play the fucking movie. I don't. But so it's probably better when I watch stand-up by myself, for sure.
Yeah,
I'll laugh,
I only do it when I'm by
it.
myself. Yeah, if I'm with anybody else, I won't pause it. But, yeah, his, I won't say the jokes because I think people should go watch it, but how he ends his, like, 2 to 3 minute Pop-Tart bit, like, just, like, what he says about Pop-Tarts, dude, I don't know why, but that literally felt like as soon as he said that, it felt like somebody hit me right in the gut and all the air was out of my lungs, dude. I laughed so fucking hard at that because I, as well as him, love Pop-Tarts. Like, I absolutely love them. And so just what he said, it was beautiful. But it was great. Absolutely fantastic. One of the best hours this year by far.
Yeah.
I don't even think it's a question. It is that good.
Yeah, and I'm the same way. I love the show Seinfeld. I love all the characters. George Costanza, fucking what's her name?
Elaine.
Elaine. Yeah, Elaine and Kramer, Elaine Bennis. Yeah, I love Seinfeld. I used to watch it all the time. They play reruns on TV. I'd watch them all the time. I still love Seinfeld. One of his last stand-ups, I didn't really like it, so I wasn't super excited to watch it. But I'm like, he's a legend. I have to watch it. Let me see what he's got. And I same thing. He exceeded expectations. I was laughing my ass off. Such good delivery. He's so animated and
but it's also, I think, because it's an actual stand-up hour, where the other stuff was just like old jokes mixed with, it's kind of more like a documentary style.
Yeah, that's
comedy.
the last one. That's the last one he did.
Right,
yeah.
right. Where this is just an hour special, just straight new material, and dude, it's just, and he was hot dog. Like, I grew up with him. I grew up watching him. It was one of my Seinfeld is one of my all-time favorite sitcoms of ever. It's one of my all-time favorite shows of anything. I still think it holds up. And it's what's great about it for me is like the late seasons are the better seasons. Like 5, 6, 7. Like those are the best seasons. If you go back and some of the episodes, it's like it's all right, but still it was great. Patton Oswalt, his new hour dropped not long ago. I watched that one.
I love that dude, but I haven't seen that yet. Have not. It's on my list.
Yep. Who else? Doug Stanhope dropped one.
No. Oh, I think I saw that on Twitter.
Yeah, it's. I haven't watched it. It's $10. I will pay for it and watch it. I just haven't got to it yet.
Okay.
So I'm sure that will be great. Mark Norman.
Yeah, he's one of my favorites.
Yeah, Mark Norman dropped one.
Yep, that's on my watch list.
On YouTube, and that is absolutely great. He crushes.
Okay.
As well. Like some of his points of views on things was pretty great. He has some really good race bits in there as well. So, who else? I think Joe List, he's another New York comic. He's going to be coming out with one that's.
Okay.
I think he's just going to drop it on YouTube. That has not dropped yet, but I think that'll be pretty good. I'm trying to think. There was another one. Oh, George Lopez. He's coming out with one.
I saw that. I love George Lopez.
Yeah. His stand-up always got me, so I'm pretty pumped for his. I think his comes out next month. So a lot of good stuff still coming. Yeah,
that one George Lopez. I don't remember which one it was, but it's one of my favorite. It's in my top 10, man. It's one of my top 10 stand-up hours of all time.
He's great. I'm expecting big stuff from him for sure.
Oh, yeah.
Joe Coy, he has, I don't know if it's like so much as an hour show or where it's more like a variety thing where he goes back to the Philippines. I'll probably check that out just to see because I really like Joe Coy's stand-up. It's pretty hilarious. So.
Me too, man.
Yeah, a lot of good stuff. I don't know much after that because I don't know how many people got pushed back from recording.
Right.
There was, like Netflix putting them out, but hopefully they're still like pumping them out. So. Yeah,
hopefully. Yeah, I mean, if it's not out, if they didn't record it before, hopefully there's a bunch out. They're still editing and getting ready to post, but and then it's gonna be. I don't see anybody that could take months off and be like, as soon as this shit gets open, I'm filming my special.
There's no way. There's absolutely no way. No,
you have to be ready and you have to have it, perfect before you record it. So, I think there's going to be a long drought,
Yeah, which would be all right.
We'll manage. Watch old. I don't mind watching old comedy or old TV. I watch a lot of old shit on TV because instead of like, what if this isn't good? Fuck it, I'll just watch Always Sunny, or I'll watch The Office, or I'll watch a movie I've seen like Wedding Crashers, or a movie I've seen 20 times, just because I don't have to pay close attention.
When's the last time you watched Eddie Griffin's Voodoo Child? An hour stand-up. It's on YouTube. You can just find the whole hour on YouTube. So if you ever get bored, you should watch it because that's in my top 10 favorite hours of all time. And if it's been a while since you've watched it, you should go back and visit it. It's pretty good.
What's he wearing? Is he wearing the big fucking hat or?
Like the purple suit, and it's like a jacket but no undershirt.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. And he's sweating profusely. But that's probably all of his stand-ups. I love Eddie Griffin, and Voodoo Child it's tremendous. I can't remember any bits from it, but
it's the one where there's a couple, but one where it talks about Michael Jackson in it, and I'm trying to remember the exact bit about where he's like, "Don't tell me what to do, Daddy."
Oh yes.
Yeah, it's just that one.
Talk about. Oh, go ahead.
I was just saying the one where the big shootout in L.A. I believe that he talked about that at the top of the hour. He's like, this guy like shot, dropped the clip, reloaded it. I said, Maureen.
Yeah.
It's great.
He talks about going to school too in Kansas City, right?
Yeah.
Smoking weed and Yeah.
And you know I'm high.
yeah.
He's like, I get so high, my eyes would be so bloodshot. I'd blink, they'd go. I'd open them, they'd stop.
I do love Voodoo Child also, and I will watch that one again because it's so good. I was going to say, talk about how, I mean, there's nobody else that animated and that energetic on the stage is Eddie Griffin, other than like old school Robin Williams or somebody like that. So much energy, man. If he's not just, I don't know if it's that real energy or if he's high or crack cocaine, because he is so much fucking, and I'm not mad if he is.
Right. So either way, it's great. Same result.
Yeah, I'm not judging. Just saying it's impressive either way, like his energy. And, oh, man, he's great.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, gotta love comedy, man. The downtime that's coming is gonna suck, but it'll be all right. It's good. I do like to take breaks from it because, like, if I just try to watch so many hours to just try to watch, it just kind of gets kind of draining. But especially now that I'm watching Community, like it's a comedy show, so I'm always busting up laughing at that. It's great. But you definitely should jump into Community and let me know when you do.
I will. I'll probably do that.
How you're enjoying it.
I'm helping a buddy of mine is a painter, and he paints like residential new construction. I'm helping him paint day off, and I go back to the firehouse. So maybe day after tomorrow, Wednesday, I might start Community. I should have some time, and I'll probably get right into that. And then other than that, I started watching the new show on Netflix called Lovebirds.
Okay.
It just dropped. That one's pretty good. I'm halfway through it, and I love it so far.
Good.
And then before that, I did watch the Wrong Missy, and it didn't get good reviews, but I enjoyed that one.
That's David Spade movie, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay.
That one's good. And then they had those two action ones that came out. One was with the dude from Thor.
Oh, Extraction. Yeah, we watched
Extraction.
That movie. Yeah.
Yeah, I like that one.
Yeah, we watched it a couple nights ago.
Okay. Oh, yeah. I like that one. Mm-hmm. And then before that one, there was the Mark Wahlberg with the Eliza Schlesinger.
Yeah.
Spencer.
Spencer Confidential.
Did you watch that one?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, it was all right. It wasn't as I thought it was going to be like a bigger production for some reason, so I was like taken back that it wasn't. I mean, it's still a good movie. It's still
I enjoyed it.
Marky Mark movie. Yeah, he's great. So.
And the black dude in it, I don't know his name. He's in a bunch of movies. He was in Us. I thought he was tremendous, and I love the vibe with him and Mark Wahlberg. Mm-hmm. They make a good partner duo. The same with the movie I started watching called Lovebirds. That one, I don't know either of the characters' real names, but they're so good together, and they make the movie. They could just do fucking dumb, even if the story wasn't good. They could just fuck around, and it would make for good comedy because they work so well off each other. But
agreed.
Yeah, but that's about it, man. Unless there's anything else you want to get into?
No, nothing that I have, man. I know we got a bunch of stuff whenever we get back in the BDC Studios, but I think at this point, getting somewhere, I think we'll probably we'll talk offline. We'll probably try to get a date set up, and if we set up some guests, we'll get back in the studio and maybe not talk about TV and cut back food to just 3 hours of talking about food instead of 4.
Yeah.
You know?
Hell yeah.
But I love these quarantine calls, man. It's great catching up with you. Like I said, we got some fire guests lined up that want to get on. We got some great stories that,
hell yeah.
You know, I know when we get back to studios, I had jury duty in early March I want to tell you about.
I can't wait to hear about it, man.
Yeah, so we have that, and we got Whining who wants to come back on, and Melina for sure. I definitely want to get the Degenerate back on so we can tell you the story about the Super Bowl experience. A lot of shit. Long. He's going to be on episode 69 whenever we get to that episode. So he definitely he requested that. He has some stuff. So hopefully we don't have to do any work. We'll just bring him on, let him take over that episode.
Just switch to autopilot, man.
Yeah, he's a degenerate fuck as well, so he definitely can have that. So got a lot of things cooking for you, Nasties. You got to give us a follow on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook if you want. Everything's at Nasty Friends. Send in questions. We do have one question that's sitting in there. I definitely would like to do more. So I think, next time we're back in studio, we can do a Q&A at the end like how we used to do. Yeah,
don't forget, bro, we got those death nuts.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm not looking forward to those at all since we had the sample when Twitter Fox and Fox were in town. And then the real Fox was in town and then his girlfriend. So I'm not looking forward to that at all. At least if we have some bomb questions, that would make it a little bit better.
Right.
I have you, and if we have some questions, that will help. But it's gonna suck.
Yeah, we'll be able just to hold each other through it, just answer questions. This would be great. So definitely send in at nastyfriends at gmail.com. And then anything else you have before we get to our shout out fuck yous, then we'll get out of here.
No, sir.
I will go first. I don't have that much, so that's all right with you. Shout out to you, man. Happy birthday yesterday. That's great.
Oh, hey, thanks, brother.
Fucking
Thank
love
you.
Birthday. Glad you're here to do this podcast with us.
Oh, me too.
And shout out to Michael Jordan, because it's just fucking great, man. He's a savage, dude. All the shit. I can't imagine what was going through his head the entire time to do what he did. Is fantastic. Fuck yous. That bitch Rona, of course. And then just fuck you to Facebook, because
why not?
Yeah,
they're tracking people and making money off of that. Fuck them, yeah. All right, my fuck yous are pretty short. I got fuck Dana White, just because I like that there's fights. It was anytime there's a sense of normalcy and things start to come back. I didn't even mind the fights not having an audience. It didn't bother me that much. It's a little different, but I don't give a fuck. But still, he's a greedy fuck, so I don't like him. And then fuck yous to people who fry fish in apartment buildings, because I feel like the fire hazard alone should be enough to be like, you know what, like this isn't safe. You should do this outside. And then two, even if there's no fire, like the whole apartment's gonna smell like fry, oil, and then fish. So I think that's a no-go.
Yeah, I think that's a solid one, man. I mean, if you want to, smoke out your own house or even burn your own house down, that's great. But when you got to take other people in with you or just let them smell fish all day for the rest of the year, goddamn.
You got to literally got to be like a Dexter and not give a shit about anybody else to be doing anything like that. You know what I mean? Like, that's where you're fucking crazy.
Yeah, I agree, man. There's a select few people out there, and we're friends with all of them, and I love it.
Yeah. My shouts out to Mark Hang, a.k.a. Orangahang, my dude, and he's in Ohio now, lives on a farm. He's doing his thing. He's still listening to the podcast. He's trying to catch up, and I'm glad he's still about it. Shouts out to Bobby. Yeah, shouts out Hang, and then shouts out to Bobby. He's also in Ohio. Still a big-time fan, and if he's ever in our city, we'll have him on the podcast. I was going to say shouts out to Michael Jordan as well, but you said him, so I switched it, and I said shouts out to Seinfeld.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. The motherfucker's like 96 years old, and he's still spitting fire. And even at the beginning of the thing, he's like, I don't need to fucking do this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's like,
when he said, this is my favorite, I love you, you love me, and we'll never meet, he loves that. He's very sure. He fucking does not ever want to meet one of his fans, for sure, which is great. I love it.
Yeah. So shout out to him. Shout out to Volcanic Peppers, and then shout out to Vito.
Fuck yeah. Our barbecue guru. I love it. I love it, guys. Remember, wash your ass, wash your six. Life is simple. Don't be a dick. Night sweats.
Motherfucker, yeah. Original bad boy.